What's up? What's up? What's up, you guys? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. How you guys doing? Come on in, come on in, come on in. We are here to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac, the Real Housewives of Potomac. All right. Season 10, episode 12. I think last night's episode was episode 12. So y'all come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Yes, the HBCUs, woo woo. So a friend of mine, y'all know I was with a group of friends this weekend. This is gonna be quick. Y'all know I was with a group of friends this weekend, and one of my friends, her daughters, she has twins, and one of her daughters went to Spelman, and so one of the girlfriends that I was with today went with them to help them move in, and we were talking about that and everything, and congratulations, Ravine. I saw your pictures. Congratulations on your award. And there's a bulletin board, I guess, like on Spelman's campus somewhere that says "Welcome to Hillman" or something like that. And she was saying how like there was a parent that was like really offended and really upset. Like, what do you mean, "Welcome to Hillman"? This isn't Hillman. This is Spelman. And I was like, girl, calm down. Like, it's not that deep. Like, calm down. But anyway, it just made me, when you said that representing HBCUs, it made me think about that story. Anyway, let's get into it. No, it wasn't. It wasn't Giselle. No. No. Oh, yeah, she does have twins. No, this is another friend of mine who has a set of twins. Actually, one went to Spelman, one went to another, and they did the same thing. They split up. One went to Spelman, and one went to another school. That's funny. I didn't think about that till I said it. But no, it wasn't Giselle. It was not Giselle. So listen. We're gonna do Married to Medicine. I'm about halfway through Married to Medicine. So once I get done with this live, I'm gonna finish Married to Medicine, and then we're gonna do our Married to Medicine live. I'm gonna try to get them both out of the way. So let me get through this because I don't think this is gonna take long. If I'm being honest, I did. Thank you, Kevin. I made it back safely. I got back around 1:00 last night. But anyway. So we are still at the friends and family gathering of the situation. And I feel like at this point, I'm just over this season and I'm over these ladies because why y'all mad that Timu is leaving the event? They are really making it an issue. And then Giselle and Ashley talking about something. We're not going to walk on eggshells over with her. Who asked y'all to walk on eggshells about Timu? Like, did we miss a part of the conversation? Because I don't understand how Timu leaving the event early has anything to do with y'all. I don't understand why y'all mad about it. I don't understand why you mean you would have to walk around on eggshells. What does that have? I didn't even understand where that comment came from. Well, we're not walking around on eggshells. Where did that comment even come from? Y'all didn't even know the man was coming. So how are you going to be mad about him leaving early? Well, you didn't even know he was coming to begin with. So he came. He spent about 30, 40 minutes with y'all. And he left. I don't understand I just don't understand. I don't think it's a hate watch, Kevin. I don't feel like I hate watch. I enjoy the show. I enjoy the Real Housewives of Potomac. I don't feel like I hate watch. I feel like there are things about this season that are not entertaining to me. But I don't feel like I don't, because if it gets to the point where I'm hate watching something, I'm gonna just drop the show. I'm at that point. I'm honestly at that point now where if I'm no longer enjoying a show, yeah, I'm gonna just tell y'all I'm just not gonna review it anymore. Like I did with Power Force. I was like, I'm not doing it because I'm not enjoying the show anymore, and I don't feel like talking about it. That's that. That's just where I am with it now. The only people who are not getting on my nerves are Tia and her individual scenes and Arabella. Yeah, when it comes to the Stacey of it all. Oh, I'm sorry, Kevin. You were talking about you, not me. Oh, because you said I'm enjoying the hate watching reviews. So I thought you were talking about me. But yeah, I'm not hate watching it. I'm frustrated because I just feel like it could. I just don't get it. And I know I keep saying the same thing every week. I don't understand the hate of Stacey. I don't get it. I don't get it. But we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on because I feel like I've been saying the same thing for the last 5 or 6 weeks. I do not do the family business. No, I don't. Sorry, 85 DKD. So that was a thing. I was like, I didn't get the whole Temu of it all. Angel explained or tried to explain her housing situation. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Her explaining it didn't really clear it up much more for me. It sounds like you had a short-term rental, whether it was an Airbnb or just a short-term lease. The lease was up, and either the landlord was not in a position to extend the lease, or you did not contact the landlord in a reasonable amount of time for him or her to be able to extend the lease. And rather than you guys finding another short-term rental, you opted to go back to Colorado and keep looking for a house via the internet. That's what it sounds like to me. I have to believe you when you say, "What's up, JB? Hey, boo." I have to believe you when you say that you're still planning to move to Maryland and that you guys are still looking for houses. You just didn't expect it to take that long. And the reality of the situation is, I think some people might say that 6 months is a reasonable amount of time to find a house. I'm going to say you have to know who you are. If you know that you are looking for a long-term situation, not necessarily a forever home, but if you're looking for something to buy that's on a long-term basis, I don't think 6 months is reasonable. When you're talking about a family, you have kids, you need to look at the school districts. I don't know. I haven't bought a house in a long time, and I didn't have the kind of money that they have, but I just didn't feel like, I don't know if 6 months is reasonable. Now, had they started looking before they got out here, like, I don't know. How often are you looking at homes? Like, are you looking at houses, 2 or 3 houses at a time? Like, there's a whole process that goes into how hard you're working. I don't know, but neither here nor there. It didn't make a lot of sense to me, but it is what it is. So the other thing, once again, I feel like Giselle just being a mean ass. Angel is having a conversation with Tia, and Giselle is like, "Angel, I know you're having this conversation. I know you have a lot to talk about, but we need you over here to play these games." Girl, I'm sorry, what? Who the you talking to? I'm a grown ass woman. If I don't want to play your stupid game, guess what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to play your stupid game. I'm having a whole conversation. When I finish my conversation is when I will decide if I want to join your reindeer games. Again, just rude. So Bab says, but I blame Angel. She refused to speak up for herself with Giselle and Ashley. I don't disagree with you. That's why I said, I would have been like, who the F you think you talking to? And just out of spite, my ass wouldn't have been over there. Just out of spite. Now, I understand the potato salad was a joke. I get it. The whole potato salad thing. I'm not mad about the potato salad. Because I feel like potato salad, macaroni and cheese, certain things are very important when you are having a Black people cookout. Okay. So I was here for the jokes about Stacey's potato salad. Because let's be clear, I would not have put her in charge of the potato salad. I would not have put her in charge of the potato salad. You said coming 2 hours late is rude as well. And she wasn't the only one that was late. That's the thing. Angel was late, yes, but so were some other people. They were late as well. But neither here nor there. I make the potato salad for my family, and I can say I would have tried hers because it looked good. It didn't look yellow enough for me. I need mustard. My mama's potato salad be yellow. I need mine yellow. It wasn't yellow enough. Now, to be polite, would I have put some on my plate and tried it? Yeah, I would have. You know. What's up, DB? Well, thank you. But it is what it is. So Cherie shows up. Now, I find it interesting, Stacey, that you had an issue with Sharice and her lingerie, talking about this is a family event. What she got lingerie on for, which Sharice, I do feel like her top was a little inappropriate for a family event. But you didn't say nothing about Ashley's ass cheeks hanging out at the family event. Because I said that last week that I felt like Ashley was inappropriate. So if you ain't gonna give Ashley that same energy, then I mean I know you and Sharice don't see it for each other. But if you ain't had that energy for Ashley and her ass cheeks hanging out the bottom of them shorts, I think both of them were inappropriate for a family event. Not both of y'all saying it came from the grocery store and she just sprayed a little paprika on it. It didn't look, listen, like I said, I know when my mama make the potato salad, it be in a big ass bowl like this. But anyway, moving right along. Y'all, I'm going to say this, and I mean this with all the sincerity in my heart, and I hope don't nobody get offended by what I'm getting ready to say, because I'm going to say it again, and I'm not going to change it. Ashley's a hoe. Ashley's a hoe. I don't know any other way to put it. You go over your friend's house. Y'all have a good time. You get drunk to the point where they don't trust you driving. Now, I don't know why you didn't just call your ass an Uber, but her son took you home. And you did more than kiss that boy. Tell my son, would you be mad if more happened than me kissing him? Now, I'm being honest when I say I think a part of this was a storyline, and here's why. You conveniently didn't tell her for a whole year, but conveniently 2 days before this friends and family event, you confessed. You confessed to Sharice about the son. And then Sharice just conveniently brings him to this event. Sharice go to events by herself all the time. We see a Sharice at every damn event they have for the last 10 years. Sharice been at damn near all them events. And we ain't never seen her son. Even if he was there, they didn't highlight that he was there. Now, all of a sudden, after Ashley makes this confession, here he come to some friends and family event with his cowboy hat on. I'm sorry, what? And why did it become a conversation at this event? Again, even if you felt like, even if your guilt got the best of you and you felt like you just had to share it, I'm sorry. Why did we have to have this conversation at a friends and family event? Right, Phil. Jordan told all his friends he slept with his mama's cute friend. You right. He probably did. He was all in the group chat the next day, okay? Ashley, since you have left, first of all, while you was with your husband, while you was with your husband, we know for a fact that you had multiple relations. I mean, you and your husband had that kind of a marriage, and I'm not shaming, again, y'all know I have friends that are in alternative lifestyles. I'm not shaming the alternative lifestyle, but let's just go through it. You was married to your husband, and we know for a fact that you had a relationship with a woman that got so serious that your husband was insecure about that particular relationship. Okay, so we can go there. Since you have been separated from your husband, we know that you have confirmed yourself at least 4 to 5 different, situations. One was the dude from the other show. One was a hockey player, right? Wasn't it some hockey player she was dating? Then it was the guy from Vanderpump Rules or Southern Charm or whatever. One of them other Summer House. one of them other shows. Then we got Josh, right? Then you went on a whole dating show, which I didn't watch the show, but I would be willing to bet that from the previews I saw, you were inappropriate with a few of those means. And when I say inappropriate, I mean, I shouldn't say inappropriate because you were there to date. So inappropriate isn't the right word. But you was there with a few of those friends. Okay. Oh, the hockey player is the same dude. Okay, well then I'm sorry. I'm gonna roll him into one. And then now we come to find out that Sharice's son, and again, let's be clear, you're a single woman. You are, I think Ashley's an attractive woman. You're still dating, whatever. But you're, at the very least, you and Sharice, even if you wouldn't call Sharice a friend, at the very least, you and Sharice are associates / co-workers. Can we say that? Even though Sharice ain't getting a paycheck, she at every damn event. She a co-worker. At the very least, she's an associate / co-worker. And the same way you was coming at, and see, I didn't even think about it until now. Hold on. I didn't even think about this until just now as I was talking to y'all. The same way you was coming after Stacey for quote unquote dating Chris Samuels, girl, if you don't put a mirror in front of yourself the way you slept with, because I believe that's what happened, you done slept with Sharice's son. I think that's way more egregious than anything Stacey may or may not have done with a man that she didn't have no claim to, don't know Monique, never met Monique, didn't work with Monique, wasn't friends with Monique. He was single and she was single. They didn't do nothing wrong, even if they had a full-on relationship. Stacey didn't do anything in any violation. In my opinion, Ashley, what you did violated code. That is your friend, associate / co-worker's husband. Son. And you a whole 10 years older than that boy. And I know he's not a boy, he's a young man, but a boy. He 27, you 37. See, but all of a sudden you got so much energy for Stacey. See, this is shit I'm talking about. This is why this season is just a lot for me to freaking digest. Hey, y'all coming in. Hey, everybody that's coming in. Ciao. But they like her, so it doesn't count. A child. And been around him for years before, which is what, you know what, Meg, yes, and you've been around, okay, if the Real Housewives of Potomac has been on, we're on season 12, which means the show's been on for at least 14 years. Because y'all know they have the off seasons and all that. So at least 14 years, this show has been on the air. Actually, you have been here since day one. Sharice has been a cast member, whether official or unofficial, since season 1. So if you subtract, if you subtract 14 years from that boy's age, that make him 13. Did I do my math right? Oh, we on season 10? Damn, Phil. You know what? I'm thinking about Married to Medicine when I say season 12. Thank you. I'm sorry, season 10. So that means the show been on for at least 12 to 13 years. You subtract 12. Okay, so subtract 12 from his age. That put him at 15. So let's just say you met this young man when he was around between 13 to 16. I'm going to just put that in the ballpark. Between 13 years to 16 years, somewhere in that window. You said that the show, she was 25 and he was 17. Well, you just blew my math all out the water. But thank you, Candace. How was she 25 and he was 17 when they said that they were 10 years apart? Did I look at it wrong? Didn't they say he was 27 and she was 37? The show started in 2016. So that was 11 years ago. He was 17 and Ashley and Sharice weren't friends for two reasons. I'm not even calling them friends now. I'm saying associates / co-workers. I'm not even calling them friends now. Because I don't know what they're, when it comes to reality TV, child, we don't know who's really friends with who. So I'm still not saying that's her friend. I'm saying that is her associate / co-worker. And I still think that that's gross. And I still think she's violating code. But that's just me. Well, yeah, I mean that's a whole fantasy. I mean, what was that real famous movie with Dustin Hoffman when he slept with his college professor, and then come to find out the college professor was his best friend's mom or something like that? What is the name of that movie? What's the name of that movie? And I think that's what it was called. I mean, I think that's what the storyline was. It was his college professor, and then he went home for Thanksgiving or something with his roommate or his best friend, and come to find out it was his mom. What was the name of that movie? The Graduate. Thank you, Betty Snoop. Did I remember the storyline? Because I ain't seen it in a long time. But it was something along those lines. Anyway, I just think it violates code and it's gross. But moving right along. Right, Mrs. Robinson. Yep, that was her name, Miss Robinson. The movie was called The Graduate. So, neither here nor there, child. It is what it is. We had the family fun day. Yay, moving on. All right, family fun day. Yay. Okay. I'm sorry, but knowing him is giving a lie. Ashley probably knew Sharice had a kid, but it's not like she was Auntie Ashley. Xavier, I am sorry. I'm not going to do this with you. See, this is what I don't like when y'all do this and y'all move the goalposts. So, and I'm not talking about you, Xavier, because I don't think you were on. I think you were under. I think you were sort of team Stacey when it came to the whole Monique Chris of it all. So that's not what I'm saying to you specifically. But now I feel like y'all are moving the goalposts because at the end of the day, it does not matter if she was Auntie Ashley or not. Do you understand how many of my friends that have kids that I may or may not have seen on a regular basis over the years, but they are still kids of people that I know? I'm sorry. I am not going to move the goalpost on this. And I'm not going to let y'all do that. We are not going to lessen who Ashley and Sharice's relationship. They were co-workers for years. See, if we're gonna do this, let's do it. Y'all, if y'all want to make somebody a co-worker, they were co-workers for years. If y'all go back to season 1, Sharice had events at her house where her kids were there. Remember, her birthday party was the grand finale of, I think season 1 was her birthday party. Her kids were at that birthday party. It was a party where her whole family was there. We're not going to sit here and act like Ashley wasn't around these people these kids on and off for the last 10 years. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that. Y'all not going to move the goalposts. Y'all not going to do that. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that with this. This shit was inappropriate and it's downright and it's borderline disgusting. I'm sorry. Not sorry. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Y'all got to see the tree. Hold on. Am I going the right way? Okay, I'm going the wrong way. Hold on. Hold on. Here we go. Y'all got to see the tree. Okay. I turned the lights on and everything for you, Chuck. But moving right along, I ain't spending that much time on this. So the next scene is Tia. I'm gonna just go ahead and roll this scene with the next scene with Tia. Tia, Tia gave us a pretty dang y'all. Something had a tickle in my throat. Sorry. Tia gave us a pretty decent storyline with her dad. She kind of let us know she dropped the bone last week that her dad has 2 children out of wedlock, and Ashley's restaurant catered Sharice's daughter's birthday. See, y'all bringing all that stuff up. Those are lights on my tree. I know marshmallows. So with Tia, she's talking about how after her dad died, like she really had no interest in building a relationship because she was like, look, my mother did not sign up to be a sister wife and I was going to always have my mom's back. So I was team mom. In all reality, I'm not, I didn't have an interest in building a relationship with them because it hurt my mom and I was going to always have, be team mom. She said, but when my dad died, it sort of gave me a different perspective in that situation. It sort of gave me a different perspective. And so I did want to build a relationship. So we see that she is actively building a relationship with her other siblings. And I think that's in a very adult point of view to have. Different from what we're going to get to at the end of this episode. But I think that is a very adult point of view. We also see her with her churn. Let me say this. Girl, you created them devils. And I'm not calling her kids devils. I'm using that as a term, right? You wanting them to clean up behind themselves now and oh, they're so spoiled. Girl, they've been spoiled. What was your epiphany? That the cameras were on now? And now you're sort of getting a reflection and you're worried about how your kids are gonna come off on camera. That now you want to try to make it look like you putting something, you putting some boundaries in place, you putting some rules in place for them because you realize, oh my goodness, my kids are gonna come off really bratty on camera. And I don't like that. I don't mean no harm. But I feel like that's kind of what you're doing. And I like Tia. But Tia, girl, you created these monsters. And don't get me wrong, I feel like it's never too late. Like, I'm not saying that it's too late for you to fix it. But, girl, you're going to have to be very, 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 very consistent. It's not too late. It's not too late. As long as they still living under her house, it ain't too late. But she is going to have to be very consistent. This can't be something that you just do for a week thinking you're going to teach them a lesson. No, this has to be a lifestyle change. Look, I realize that we have spoiled you guys. And as a result of y'all, you don't respect anything that we've done for you guys. Y'all don't see the value in it. And so, we're going to, instead of the maid coming or the cleaning lady, the housekeeper, I don't know what the correct term is these days. I don't want to offend nobody. But instead of the housekeeper coming once a week, the housekeeper is only going to come every 2 weeks. And in that off week, you guys are responsible, and these are your chores. And if these chores aren't done, then you don't get your allowance. You don't get the cash apps, or if they have a credit card, you cutting the credit card off. I mean, they're not too old that she can't reverse it. It's going to hurt. And it's going to hurt her and her husband as much as it's going to hurt the kids. Because a lot of times kids become spoiled and you allow it to continue because it's convenient and it makes life easier for you, right? It's a lot easier to fuss about them not doing anything rather than actually making them do it and punishing them and being consistent with that punishment. I heard her say something about she took her daughter's phone because her daughter's just disrespectful. Okay, but you have to be consistent with these punishments and you have to figure out what's going to work because the same thing doesn't work with every kid. What's up, boo? Hey, Donda, I need to talk to you about what I saw you post today, the press release you put out. We need to talk. We'll talk offline, baby. But congratulations though. I loved seeing that. But we'll talk. Right. So do the police. So listen, it's not so far gone that it can't be fixed. But in my opinion, you just have to be consistent with it. Those kids still live under your roof. You still control their ins and outs, and you control what they have access to a certain degree. You control their devices and if they get to go out or not, and how late they get to stay up, and where they get to go and how often they get to go there. Like, you are still in control of those things. You know what I'm saying? You are still in control of those things. And take me off the do not disturb list, Don, so when I call you, my call will go through, okay? And that's just my opinion. It's not too late, but it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. All right. Next is a throwaway scene with Stacey and Timu. Let me be honest with you. Stacey, girl, I'm here. I understand you and Timu have gotten back together. And I understand that is your storyline. And that's it. That's all. I don't have nothing else for this. I'm happy for you, girl. But if I have to sit through one more scene with you talking about you and T, it's the same scene, different location. So this time you had the conversation in the gym while y'all were working out. Girl, you're not saying nothing new. I'm happy for you. You and him and Arabella, I'm happy for you. Kevin, you asked me where the panel is tonight. I think it's at Sakina's. Hold on, because the group chat been chatting. The group chat was chatting. So hold on, let me see what these people. Hold on. Let me see what's going on here. Sorry. Whether you like it or not, where's the group chat? Here it is right here. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, it's at Sakina's house. Okay. Yeah, I think it's at Sakina's. Thank you, KJ, for putting her link in the chat. There you go. Thank you, boo. Yeah, I thought it was Sakina's, but then the chat been chatting. I had to make sure because sometimes you gotta read through the whole conversation because sometimes the conversation be conversation and. All right. With that being said, oh, sorry. So anyway, there's that child moving out to the left. All right, so let's get to the last part of this show, which is where I know really the only major thing that happened in this episode. Wendy calls her dad. Now I'm gonna separate these two scenes, even though I think they're connected, and we're gonna get there. Excuse me, I got this tickle. We're gonna get there when we get there. Wendy calls her dad. Some people I have so much I want to say. Okay. I have so much I want to say. Okay, let me say one thing and then because I'm all over the place. Wendy longs for a relationship with her father. And what I heard her say at the end of this conversation, what I heard her say was, I am willing to accept whatever he gives me. I have a low expectation and I am willing to accept what he is available or what he is willing to give. That is what I heard Wendy say at the end of this conversation, that she is going to meet him where he is, and that is that. That's what I heard her say. Let me say this, Wendy, and I understand that this is her father, so I don't mean this in no way, shape, or form. Wendy, that man is not interested in being a father to you. Whether you are 15 or 25, 35, 45, that man is not interested in being a father to you. And let me tell you why. There is absolutely no excuse that any person, whether it's a man or a woman, mama or daddy, can give me, if they're not in jail or they're not in a hospital bed, to tell me that I ain't seen you in 20 years. I flew my family across the world and we stayed there a month, and you couldn't find time in a month to come and meet me, my husband, and my grandchildren whom you have never met. He's not interested in being a father to you, love. And I know that hurts. That is a hurt realization because I can't imagine it, because my daddy loved me. And I can't imagine having to accept the fact that my father was not interested in a relationship with me. Because here's what I believe. I believe that Wendy over the years has offered to fly him to Maryland to visit. I absolutely believe she has offered to fly him to Maryland. I believe that she has asked to come and see him. And when I heard him on the phone, see, when people dismiss you That already tells you how they feel about you. When that man said, ain't no need in crying over spilt milk, about not seeing them when she came to Nigeria in June and brought her whole family and stayed for a month, and that man said, ain't no need in crying over spilt milk. Baby, and this is me on the outside, and I know we only have we only have this much information of a story that obviously is 30 years long. But let me tell you something. That man is not interested in having a relationship with you or your children, if we're going to be honest about it. He don't care, Wendy. I'm sorry. He doesn't care. And I know that hurts. And it hurts even more when we get to the end of this episode and we see your mama and your sister. And I understand why you need it so badly, because you are the odd duck, because you are odd man out. But we're going to get to that in a few minutes. The other thing that hit me as I was watching this, what hit me as I was watching the end of this episode with her mom, what also hit me was, I wonder how much, I'm talking about in the early years, not now, but I'm talking about in the early years. I wonder how much of Wendy not having a relationship with her father was because of her mother. When the mom said he abandoned me and I had to work 5 jobs and I had to do this and do this and do the other, I wonder how much of this relationship that you don't have with your father is a result of him not wanting to deal with your damn mama. But him leaving the country doesn't automatically mean that he couldn't have a relationship with her. I don't know why he left the country. We don't know why he left. Again, we don't have all of the details, but seeing how her mama act, and this ain't the first time we done seen how her mama act. I really wonder how much of her, again, I ain't talking about today, I'm talking about in general, how much of her not having a relationship with her father goes back to her mama. But anyway, Wendy is willing to hold on to scraps of a relationship with her father because she's just that desperate for a relationship with her father. And I hate that for her. I truly hate that for her. We see a throwaway scene with Giselle talking to the lady from the Brain Tumor Association, talking about the fact that she's still working with them and helping them raise money. She did have another event for her father. It was the second annual event, but they filmed it, but they didn't show it, which tells me that nothing major happened at the event. But I am glad to see that Giselle is still raising money and raising awareness for the medical situation that that unfortunately affected her family with her dad. She said that they still don't have any resolution with her dad's will. Honestly, I don't know if they're going to have the resolution that Giselle wants to have, but moving right along. Then we see KK moving back in with that man. I don't remember his name now. You have got to set the bar pretty low. I'm willing to bet that her mother used to guilt her when they were children if they don't try to have a relationship with him. Thank you, Kim Greg. Someone posted something about her speaking negatively on Greg. Who? KK speaking negatively on Greg? Who? Y'all know I really hate to agree with Giselle on anything, but when you're right, you're right. And when Giselle said, KK, that man is never going to marry you because he now knows he does not have to, because you have given up all of your leverage and all of your power by moving back in with him. You have given up all of your leverage and all of your power. And then this man made, oh, I'm sorry, I'm back to the bar being set low. You have set the bar so low that what you said was, well, things are definitely different this time because he's actually helping me move my boxes in. That's the bar you're setting? That he's helping you move your boxes in? Listen, this man made a fool of you on national television because he filmed the whole scene with your mom and your friend Angel going to the jewelry store to buy a ring. And he bought a fucking picture frame. And then had the nerve to put that picture frame in the bag from the ring store that I know your mama and your sister and your friend Angel ran back and told you this is where we filmed. It's a television show. You knew they were filming and you knew where they were filming. So you open up, he has this whole box with flowers. The flowers were beautiful, by the way. And then she pulls out the bag from the jewelry store and it's a fucking picture frame. And I know y'all saw that disappointment. I know y'all heard it in KK's voice. I know y'all saw what I saw. She really thought she had a ring in that box. First of all, my boxes I would have stayed in that condo till we got married. Not a ring, married. Because again, if that's what I wanted from you and I felt like you were taking advantage of that and you were never going to give me what I wanted and I moved out and I found all this peace that she claimed she found when she moved out, baby, I'm going to hold on to my peace. That man bought you for a picture frame, KK, and this condo, which I'm still not convinced about this whole condo situation. Because then you asked him about the condo and about the name on the house, and well, you know, when we get married, are you gonna put my name on this house? And he was like, well, you know, once we get married, it all becomes one. I'm not convinced he's buying this condo. Talking about, well, you know, everything's going to stay the same with the condo, right? You're just paying for it. It's a gift for me. KK, if you bought that condo, then it's all in your name. So what I'm hearing, and I could be wrong, y'all. Please, y'all, convince me. What I could be hearing, what I heard is he's still going to start paying the mortgage. That's what I heard. I didn't hear he was paying anything off and giving you the deed in your hand. I heard, right, if we get married, right. If right, Kevin, he actually did say the if we get married part. You right. So what it sounds like to me is he's just taking over that bill. He just agreed to pay your mortgage. Because you're talking about something, he's gonna buy it for me. I'm not convinced that he's in a position to buy it for you. How much money does this man make? And again, I don't be pocket watching, but this man just had a whole house built and is paying that mortgage and furnished it on top of his regular monthly bills and expenses that he already had. How much money does this man have that he can now buy you a condo? I don't even care if the condo is only $150,000, which I doubt. That's probably a $200,000-$300,000 condo. What I feel like is, see, people play word games. He's probably paying the mortgage. He's just decided, okay, I'll pay your mortgage. That's what I'm thinking. So basically, he bought you for your mortgage payment and a picture frame. A mortgage payment and a picture frame. Baby, he didn't even buy you a necklace with some diamonds in it. He didn't even buy you no earrings with some diamonds in it. He didn't even buy you a real nice tennis bracelet. Girl, he bought you a fucking picture frame that he could have got from TJ Maxx. Like, I didn't see nothing spectacular about. Did y'all see anything spectacular about that picture frame? Talking about for our first picture. Y'all been dating for how many years? Y'all don't have pictures together already? Quake, I'm calling it how I see it, honey. Well, Nubian, I know it is, baby. I'm just trying to keep it on the low end. Nubian said a condo is more than that in the DMV. Oh, I know. I'm just trying to keep it on the low. But yeah, it's probably closer to three for the type of condo that I'm sure she bought in the type of neighborhood that I'm sure she bought it in. Yeah, it's probably closer to 300,000-400,000. Anyway, I'm done with that. Let's get to this last scene with Wendy. So Wendy invites her mother over and her sister over to show them the finished renovations. The house is done, the renovations are done, and Wendy is proud of what she did. So she invites her mother over to show them the house. And you know what I thought when I was watching this scene, when they first were coming in the house and, you know, her mother was talking, you know, they were going through the different rooms. Y'all know what I thought to myself, and I promise y'all, I'm gonna just be very blunt on what I thought. I said, and I know everything is alleged, but I'm telling you what I thought in my mind. Wendy about to go to jail trying to buy her mother's love and attention. That's what I heard. What I heard was, in my head, the voice in my head said, Wendy is about to go to jail because she was trying to buy her mother's love and attention. I'm not saying that Wendy is not a materialistic person. I'm not saying that Wendy doesn't enjoy that lifestyle. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, Wendy does all of these things for her mother's approval. And Wendy, I'm here to tell you, there's nothing you can do. There's no surgery you can buy. There's no purse you can buy. There's no house you can buy. There's no car you can buy. There's no money you can deposit on the first of the month in her bank account to buy her love. Listen. And I understand we only get a snippet. But I go back to that first season that Wendy was on the show and Wendy was telling her mom she didn't want to teach anymore. And I remember her mother making it about her. Wendy tells her sister and her mother that she reached out to the father and she was satisfied with that conversation. And I remember her saying, I remember the sister saying, I don't want you to get your hopes up. And I remember Wendy saying, I'm not. Which is why I said Wendy is okay with accepting the bare minimum of what her father is going to give her. And once again, the mother makes it about her. The mother proceeds to start talking about you trying to be that man. He didn't even see you. You flew all over the world to see him and he wouldn't even come and see you. And she proceeds to call him names. Wendy says, wait, hold on, wait. Let me get them out of here. And she wants to remove her kids from the conversation because she does not want her kids to have to hear their grandmother disrespect the grandfather that these kids have not met, but she is trying to build a relationship with, and she does not want him to be disparaged. Now, the whole finger thing, I could see where Wendy's mother felt like that was disrespectful. But it wasn't all that. Like, it didn't deserve what you did. Like, you didn't have to take it to the level that you took it to. Like, you took it to hell, and it wasn't that deep. I'm not one of your friends. That was disrespectful. You don't understand African culture. And let me be honest. At first, I was like, why is Eddie in that room ignoring what's going on. Because once they got the kids out the room, baby, Eddie went in that other room. And on one hand, I guess he was like, I'm going to just let them go on and argue and say what they got to say. I'm just going to let them argue and say what they got to say. But when the mother got too disrespectful and the mother got too loud, Eddie did what Eddie was supposed to do. Eddie went in there to protect his wife. And he did what he was supposed to do. I don't feel like he got disrespectful with his mother-in-law. He didn't. The one thing is, Wendy never raised, and we have seen Wendy argue with these women. Wendy never raised her voice to her mother. She never raised her voice. She never raised her voice. Eddie didn't raise his voice. But then when I guess she wasn't getting her way, then she got to be ridiculous. Well, you said this about me. Wendy was like, I never said that. And then her mother got louder and louder. And what about me? I have worked 4 jobs. He abandoned us. I'm not getting ready to sit here and let you make him out to be this great person. And he was a horrible person. He abandoned us. What about me? Ma'am, this ain't got shit to do with you and your relationship with that man. That man might have been a horrible husband to you. I don't know what ended up happening. I don't know how that relationship ended. I don't know nothing about y'all's divorce. He may have been the horrible person that you say he is. He may be all of those things. But Wendy's relationship or her yearning for a relationship with her father, it has nothing to do with you. And you can sit there until you are blue in the face and talk about all the things he didn't do for you and how he didn't help you raise those kids. That may be true. Your version of the story may be accurate. It may be the 100% truth. That version may be the 100% truth. But it has nothing to do with you. Wendy is grown. And if she wants to try to build a relationship with her father and she wants to try to introduce her kids to their grandfather, that is on her. It don't take no skin off of you. And I did not hear Wendy take anything away from what you did for her. The fact that she is still taking care of you means to me that she understands and recognizes the sacrifices that you made for her. This woman is basically bankrolling your lifestyle. We have seen Wendy's mama. Listen, I'm gonna just call a thing a thing. We have seen Wendy's mama has had cosmetic surgery since this show has started. Wendy mama has lost weight. Now, whether she lost weight because she had surgery, whether she taken a shot, or whether she got a gym membership, I don't know. But I know what's happened while this show has been on the air. Wendy's mama has lost weight. We have seen Wendy's mama is bleaching her skin. Wendy admitted that her mama is bleaching her skin. Wendy's mama is bleaching her skin. Wendy's mama got, by her own admission, you got your mama on an allowance. You give your mama a couple of $100 a month. And it may not seem like a lot, but it's a bill. It's a bill. By her own admission, when she went on that rant, she didn't quit her job. So Wendy is taking care of her mother. Nothing that Wendy is doing or trying to do with her father is going to affect you. Wendy turned into a 6-year-old in that scene. It was hard to watch. She did. And that's what I'm saying. She did not raise her voice. And you could see when Eddie came in there, number one, what that told me is this ain't the first time. I believe that her mother was putting it on for the camera. Like, I feel like her mother was putting an extra oomph. What up, Trees? Hey, boo. I feel like she was putting on an extra oomph because the cameras were there. But I believe that this is their relationship. And like Wendy said to her mom. I mean, to Eddie. I want to scroll back up and see what Happen said. Hold on. Like Wendy said to Eddie, she was like, the only reason I can see Wendy mentioning it to Mammy Shrine is because she will see it when the show aired. Oh, about the relationship. Listen, African and Caribbean parents are a headache, especially when the child gets to a point where they can't control them anymore. Ooh. But when Wendy said, and this is what made it all made sense to me. When Wendy said to Eddie, and again, I agree, she sounded like a 6-year-old child. She said, do you understand now why I want a relationship with my father? Because it's always them against me. It's always 2 against 1. I just want somebody in my corner. Right. And Wendy even said that. Wendy said, you see what she's doing. She was putting on for the camera, but I don't think that that behavior is new. I think it was on 20 when maybe it's normally on a 6. And the fact that the sister defended the mother told me all I needed to know. Because the sister was still stuck on Wendy pointing her finger at the mom. Okay, all right, fine. I'll give it to y'all. Was Wendy being disrespectful and pointing the finger to the mom? I could see how the mother could take it that way. But what we can't do is we're not going to excuse all the rest of that because Wendy did like this to her mother. Like, girl, stop. We're not doing that. Exactly, Kevin. And that's what I said. I said, and unfortunately, and don't get me wrong, did Wendy reap the benefits? Yes. I'm not excusing all of Wendy's alleged bad decisions, but I also think that part of it is the pressure from her mom in that relationship. I believe that. Right, Xavier. She's created a fantasy of her dad because her mom is so horrible. I think that Wendy truly feels like if I had a relationship with my father, if I maybe spent time with my father over the years, that she would have gotten something from her father. And unfortunately, Wendy, that's not, no. I hate to be the one to tell you, but that's probably not true. I agree, Ravine. Her mama was disrespectful. Her mother's always disrespectful. Her mother is always disrespectful. So I'm not making an excuse for her mother being disrespectful, but her mother's always disrespectful. But anyway, y'all, that's the episode. Let me finish watching Married to Medicine. We're going to come right back. Give me about 40 minutes and we'll be right back with Married to Medicine because I'm about halfway done with Married to Medicine. So give me about 40 minutes. All right. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.